Never quit. Never quit. Never quit.
That website, you go to MichiganGolfer.tv, and you're going to get then the opportunity to go about 5 different ways to get it coming into your home or onto your computer. But that's where it is.
Well, let's talk about then, because that's kind of fascinating. We talk about the marriage, Gary, of the internet with TV. This, in essence, then I can go to MichiganGolfer.tv,
correct,
and I can click on this first show, for instance, and it will stream at me.
Okay, television on the web requires you to have a player, and there are 2 different ones that we're using, the Real Media Player or the QuickTime Player. And
both free, by the way.
Both are free, and you can download them, and there are instructions for downloading them also on our site under FAQ, Internet Audio FAQ,
frequently
and
asked
video.
Questions.
That's right. And essentially what it is the big variable is your connection at your house or your office. However fast that is what sort of stream you should choose to have the show come in.
And so when I go to that, for instance, Real Player, I can choose if I've got a 56K modem, if I'm hooked up with a cable modem,
right,
or a DSL. I have another setting that I would go to.
Well, essentially we've picked 3. Mm-hmm. You can have 28.8 or 56.
Okay. Because
the 56 looks good on a T1 or cable modem, and it comes in quite well.
Mm-hmm.
And also, what's happening out there is the audio and the video are competing on internet bandwidth on the pipe. And we've given preference to the audio, so you're always going to hear a good loud sound, good clear sound.
That was Bill's contract.
Oh, okay. Right. And the video adjusts itself to the speed of your connection. Yeah.
Okay.
I also have to say this. A lot of it has to do with the way the show is produced, and with that I have to tip my hat to Joe Yunkman, because it's his production that allows the video to look good when it's coming in at a very slow, what we call frame rate per second.
My name is Teresa Miller, and I've known Jenny and Art for over 20 years now. Jenny and I are sewing buddies, and we first moved to the neighborhood right next door when my son was 5 years old. We moved here in a snowstorm. So she and some of the other neighbors came over and welcomed us and offered if we needed a shovel or something that helped us out. I've gotten to know her in a way. She's very cordial and very nice, and she's always extended the olive branch to my family and I. And she's just the best friend ever. I can always count on her no matter what.
Michigan, and I'm here because, to begin with, I'm a high school graduate with Art McCafferty from Milford High School in Milford, Michigan of 1958, and that's how I've known Art for all these years. And then he got together with Jennie, and I still remember them the day they got married. They came down to my house in Birmingham, and they were going to spend their wedding night at the Townsend Hotel. Okay. With respect to Jennie, she's extraordinarily intelligent, well-read, very political person, and so I always have a great deal of fun talking with her. And I've spent some time on the East Coast, and that's really where she spent a lot of time. I was a camp counselor in Cape Cod, and of course she knows that. So we have a lot of commonality together, and I just hope that we have a few more years to get together.
Boy, I can't wait for this ride to start. Yeah, I can't believe it. I am actually on the longest, highest, fastest, most injury-prone coaster in the world!
Coming back. Nobody's ever done this before.
I just wanna dream.
What is a girl? Power and punch is it strong? Is it boy? No, it's hairspray. What is a girl? Is it free? Is it dough? No, it's hairspray. So if you want to take my advice and you might just get the only thing better than hairspray. That's
How can you tell the difference between a minnow and a newt?
a newt is a lizard.
Okay.
And a minnow is a fish.
Okay.
And newts have tails and legs. They're like a snake with legs.
A snake with legs. All right.
And they are longer. And they are this long at full size, except for giant salamanders in China that can grow up to be as tall as me.
I'm Caleb Zylstra.
All right. And Caleb, how did you come to know Jennie?
I'm her grandson.
Great. So, do you have any interesting stories about her that you'd want to share with us?
When I was about 3 or 4, I made a sunflower bowl. I painted a bowl shaped like a sunflower and gave it to her.
Never quit. Never quit. Never quit. Never quit.
Jenny for quite some time, and I'm going to say at least 25 years, 30 years. But I've always admired her way of being so cool and calm and collected. Nothing seems to faze her, and I knew she was special when she decided to marry Art, because you never know about him, where he's going to be. And in particular, it reminds me of when we were in Ireland several years ago, and we were all kind of running around trying to find out, where our husbands were and everything. And I'd say, Jenny, where's Art? Oh, he's somewhere. He's probably over here. We'll find him. Don't worry about it. And I love that attitude about her. She just takes everything as it comes. She's just very calm and very peaceful. And Art needed that, that's for sure. So that's what I think about Jenny. She's just a special person with just sweetness. She's just sweetness, and that's what I remember and think about her. So that's mine.
Hi, my name is Pete Drogalis. I've known Art and Jenny for probably 25 years. Doesn't seem like a day over 24 years. Mostly at most of the track meets, of course. Jenny always had an absolutely fantastic spirit, big smile on her face, attacked all her jobs with enthusiasm, and just a downright great person.
Hello, Gary Morgan, 1988 U.S. Olympic race walker and reporter for Great Lakes Sports Publications and Michigan Runner. I've been doing stuff with Art and Jenny for probably the last 15, 16 years, something like that.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about how you came to know Jenny. How did you guys originally meet?
Basically because I kind of, thought about doing some media stuff when I was looking to retire from General Motors in the early 2000s. And so, and I'd seen them doing stuff, at various events. And so I just kind of, said hello a few times and what have you. And then it just kind of evolved over time. And I submitted a couple articles from stuff I had done. Or I remember one time I ran across the Mackinac Bridge, and I gave Jenny a article about I met the governor, and we all ran across the bridge. I think that was like 2005. But we'd met along the way, doing stuff, and they'd kind of interviewed me a little bit for my Olympic race walking and different things I'd done along the way.
I'm Peter Allen, longtime friend of Arthur and Jenny. She was very interested in Arthur, and so I was kind of there as part of the group, and just always had a good time.
All right. Do you have any interesting stories about her that you want to share with us?
Yes. Jenny was always in your position asking me questions with the golfer, and it was always about golf and golf courses, and she always was able to direct me where I needed to go. And I forgot something, she would say, "Hey, what about this?" I go, "Thank you." So she was very good at that, and I always appreciated that.
Mike Duff, and I was former partner with Art McCafferty. We started the Great Lakes Sports publications. So that's how I know Jenny. Yeah.
All right. So tell us how you first met Jenny. What was that like?
I think I first met her when she worked at Eastern Michigan in the library area, and Art introduced me. And then after that, I was working up at our office in Brighton, and Jenny came in and started to contribute and help out. And she just, had a conceptual idea of how this business works. And she was always full of energy and ideas. So that's my foremost memory of her. And, of course, over the years, we became, better friends and obviously more engaged with what we were doing. Art always included her in all of the, the activities we were doing. And she became at a point where she was one of the really contributing factors in the publication emerging to where it was.
28 years I've been working for them, and the large portion of that working directly with Jenny has certainly been a wonderful experience.
Never quit. Never quit. Never quit. Never quit.